After 30 years on the federal bench, U.S. District Judge Robert Holmes Bell is retiring.
But not before sitting down with 24-Hour News 8's Ken Kolker, who covered the judge's highest profile trial, the state's first death penalty case in a generation. Ken?
Yeah, Brian and Marley, that was the case of convicted killer Marvin Gabriel, the first man sentenced to death in Michigan in 65 years. Nearly 15 years later, he's still on death row in Indiana.
I told my wife at the time I got that one, I said to my wife, this guy and I are going to be synonymous for months and years to come, and it's true.
Marvin Gabriel was sentenced to die in March 2002 for drowning 19-year-old Rachel Timmerman in a small lake in Newaygo County. She and her 11-month-old daughter Shannon disappeared in 1997. The girl's body was never found. They are among 5 people he's suspected of killing just to get rid of them. While Michigan's Constitution does not allow the death penalty, this happened on federal land. Of the defendants you've had in here, I mean, is he as close to evil as you've gotten?
Yes, yes. You said it, and I agreed with you.
The Gabriel trial was not the judge's only big case. President Reagan appointed Bell, a former Ingham County judge, to the lifetime job in 1987. Since then, he's presided over the fights between Indian tribes, over casinos in the 1990s, over federal cases that helped break up the violent Latin Kings gang in Holland.
Retaliation and other things that went on, shots fired into houses at night and cars burned up. And
he and 2 other judges helped redraw the lines of U.S. House districts in Michigan in the early 1990s.
Bedlam took place. Oh my goodness. Every big shot politician in the state of Michigan went nuts.
Bell says he tries to make an impact on every criminal who stands before him. Before they're set free, he orders them back into court, along with somebody who was close to them before they got locked up, like a brother or a mom.
And I say, okay, you've paid your debt to society. You've been punished. I want to know, what did you learn from this? Well, how are we going to live the rest of our life? What are we going to do?
As he leaves, he sees a judicial system that has changed, not necessarily for the better. Fewer jury trials, more backroom deals.
Many judges don't know how to try a case because you don't have them. Lawyers don't know how to try a case because they don't try cases anymore. They settle them.
Many lawyers, he says, don't know how to pick a jury.
They're scared to death of juries. A lot of lawyers.
He says he prefers a good trial.
The more juries I hear, the more confidence I have in the average person's ability to achieve justice.
Now tonight at 6, the judge who presided over the case that sent Marvin Gabriel to death row says he doubts the convicted killer will ever be put to death.